I almost forgot, guys. There is another movie besides Revenge of the Sith. Actually, The Phantom Menace came out on May 19th as well. But I'll save that one for another night. There's another film that was released on this day in 1997. And that is Steven Spielberg's follow-up to Jurassic Park, The Lost World. It stars Jeff Goldblum, Vince Vaughn, Julianne Moore, and a bunch of other people that really you don't know their names. They're very secondary characters. Mostly this movie focuses on Jeff Goldblum and Julianne Moore anyway. So the movie's strengths, I don't really have time to get into the plot of the movie other than our heroes have to go to one of the islands where the dinosaurs are living on Isla Sorna to protect the dinosaurs from another group of mercenaries that are trying to round up the dinosaurs to put them in a theme park in San Francisco or in San Diego. You have to really suspend, besides this being a dinosaur science fiction movie, you really have to suspend your common sense because there is nothing smart about what the bad guys' plans are in this movie. As always, they're bad ideas, founded on more bad ideas. And Jeff Goldblum is probably the most relatable character in this movie because while he is eccentric and he is strange as always, he is always saying what the audience is thinking. He's always the one saying, haven't we done this? He's the one saying, haven't we done these mistakes before? I was there the first time. I was fooled by it the first time. It's a bad idea. Well, technically he wasn't. He always was a skeptic. But he said, it's a bad idea. So he is our resident skeptic in this movie. But he's still likable. He's still our mumbling, jittery, neurotic, weirdo hero. The special effects are excellent. They're just as good, if not better, than the first movie. The cinematography is really good. The pacing is a little bloated, and the movie's runtime is also bloated. It almost seems like Spielberg really... It seemed like he went into this movie with greater ambitions, but when he got to the scene where the heroes are leaving the island, he's like, well, crap, I can't end just like this. So then there's a great scene where the T-Rex is brought to the mainland and has a big Godzilla rampage. So it has a pretty cool third act, but it definitely feels disconnected from the rest of the movie. But as far as, is it a competently made movie? Definitely. Again, the visuals are great. The performances are above average. Jeff Goldblum gives us a great performance as always. There's one of the secondary characters I really liked was the head hunter, the leader of the mercenaries, who's played by a veteran character actor. I can't think of his name. It's Pete Wafflewhite or something. I really can't pronounce his name right, but he's pretty cool. He's actually likable, even though he's a tough, gruff guy. He's got morals. He feels remorse whenever when one of his men gets lost. He's a cautious man. He's a hunter, but he's a sensible guy. I mean, not that hunters aren't sensible, but he's not one of the cliched villains that is all in it for money. He actually cares about his men. So I liked him. Again, though, the movie, it goes on for a long, long time. And Vince Vaughn and Julianne Moore, as far as I'm concerned, are not interesting in this movie. They're not given terrible performances. They're just not memorable at all. Which is strange for a Jurassic Park movie, for the characters to not be memorable, at least at this point in the series. The first movie has a whole laundry list of memorable characters. Even the villains are memorable characters. But in this movie, everybody but 3 or 4 are boring. So you got a long movie, boring secondary characters, and so that definitely drags the movie down a little bit. Although, again, it's a competently made movie. You definitely tell that Steven Spielberg had his fingerprints on this movie because it is a well-made movie. It's just a little too long. And maybe they could have narrowed the cast down a little bit. But, you know what? I have a better outlook on The Lost World now than I did when I saw it when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was kind of bored by it. Now I appreciate it more, and I think a lot of people feel the same way. Um, is it objectively better than the next movie, Jurassic Park 3? Yes. But is it as fun and entertaining as Jurassic Park 3? I can't say yes to that. Because Jurassic Park 3 is a much faster paced movie. The dinosaur action sequences are far more plentiful. They're nonsensical. They make no sense, but they're entertaining. It's a monster movie. That's it. It doesn't go for any compelling narrative. But The Lost World, I guess you could say, is the last Jurassic Park movie. It's the last one that Steven Spielberg directed, and the last one that really feels aesthetically connected to the first movie. It's not shiny or glossy or overdone or overcooked. It feels like a companion to the first film. So it's definitely memorable in that respect. I recommend it. You may like it, you may not like it. It's really 50-50. So you may like it and you may not. But as far as as a science fiction fan and a dinosaur movie fan, it's a pretty entertaining movie, and I definitely recommend it.